Hello guys, Wahoo here, back with a video. This time around, the Boomeranger update here. Yes, the patch note is this video. I can't get on the PTS server right now. When I opened it up, I could open the game, but it just said I was out of date. So that means I can't update yet. But as soon as I can update, maybe it can be able to do so right after this one. And if I can, I'll put out both videos at the same time, but I will put out the PTS server gameplay video as soon as I can. If I can't get on today or tonight or whatever, then I will put it, out whenever I can. But we got the patch notes, and of course, if you just want to read this by yourself, you can go to the description and just read it if you want to do so, or you want to link it to your friend or whatever, or link the video. Of course, you can do so as well. I will be reading the stuff that is on the screen, but I won't be directly reading everything. I will highlight the things that is important for the update, and also usually the gameplay video shows a little more easier to understand all this text that are just because this is basically huge. There's a lot. If I scroll down, you can see there's a lot of text too, and I don't want to just sit here reading every single word, so I'll take the highlights and show you guys those as we go along through the patch notes. And so a gameplay video is also coming as soon as it is available. So Boomeranger update. I think we're going to be about a week or so on the PTS server, depending on how much feedback they are going to get. If you want to give feedback on the patch notes or on the the PTS server, there is on the Discord. So if you find the Trove Discord, it's not that hard to find. You can find there is I think there is a PTS feedback channel, or just put it in the general chat there, and somebody's gonna let you know where you can post the feedback if you want to do so. So do it on the Discord if you have some feedback. And don't be hesitant to do so, because the more that we do get feedback, the more they will also, implement. They will listen. That's what they've said on the streams many times. So yeah, please do so if you want to get some feedback back to the devs. So do it on the Discord. So Boomeranger update. Yes, we are in the Boomeranger update, and it's still going to be how we are used to, with either can equip a melee weapon. It says melee weapon. I assume it's still like a sword, because to me melee weapon is also could be a spear, right? But they say melee weapon, so I assume that's still a sword as we are used to right now. But we'll see when we get on the PTS servers, because it just says melee weapon. It says melee. If you go down here as well, if you can see down bottom here, it says melee as well. So anyways, you can equip your melee weapon or your bow, and then it depends on which you have equipped. So if you equip a melee weapon, you get a certain amount, or not a certain amount, a specific amount, or specific abilities. That's what I mean. Specific abilities that sort of is in a melee sense, And if you equip a bow, then you will have bow abilities. That's just how it works. So it's not like you're switching stance or something like that. You have the Vanguard and you just switch from range to melee and stuff like that. So it's just going to be like that. And that's basically what the passive says right here. I know you can't see it when I highlight it like this, but this is what the passive basically says. So if you have equipped a bow, you're going to use bow abilities, and it's vice versa with the melee weapon. And it says here that this is which is really cool, is that when you have a bow equipped, you are going to shoot arrows, of course. Makes sense, a bow. But the first you shoot is an fire arrow, then an ice arrow, and then a bomb arrow. And actually, we're going to talk about that a little bit lower down here when we get down to the base attack here. It's really cool. So it's, of course, you don't hit the mouse button or your attack button. You don't hit that once, and then it's going to be a fire bow, fire arrow. You basically hold down the button, and then it's going to shoot a fire arrow first, then an ice arrow, and then a bomb arrow. So you can't just if you want to shoot only fire arrows, then you can just click the attack button, and it will only shoot that. But if you hold down the button, the same thing with the melee, and when you have that, every third attack, it will summon a cyclone in your location and deal damage over time in a short period of time. So basically, again, you have to get to that third attack like we have to do right now to get that extra bonus. So if you just, hit that once, it will only shoot fire arrows. But if you hold it down, it will shoot a fire arrow, ice arrow, and then a bomb arrow. And again, the same thing with the melee. The third attack, in a row, basically, just hold down the attack button and it will get to that. That's basically it, as it is right now, basically. So But the cool part here is the base attack for the bow. And the base attack is, like I said, it first fires an arrow that deals fire arrows, right? The first one is a fire arrow that applies a damage over time. But the cool thing is that the ice arrow applies a slowing effect on the target, and that is huge. We really don't have anything in Trove that really slows down enemies. Like, we don't really have, like, for example, the Ice Age, for example. Yeah, it's kind of sort of slows with some of the abilities, but it doesn't slow on all the abilities, right? So slowing and kind of crowd control in general in Trove, we don't have a lot of that. There's a few stuns around and such like that, but that's not huge. Like, there's not a lot of crowd control abilities in Trove, because there is a lot of abilities in Trove. Like, if you count all the classes and all their abilities, right? They don't all have, like, for example, some sort of crowd control ability and stuff like that. There's also some gems that do that, and there's a few around, but it's not that much. So actually introducing another crowd control ability is actually very huge in Trove, compared to many other games that has, like, maybe a bunch of them and such, like League of Legends, for example. I know it's a completely different genre, but I'm just saying some games, of course, has it a lot more, but it's really cool. And then there is also the final, and that's the bomb arrow that fires 3 at a time and deal damage in an area. So that's basically your AoE. So the same thing with the melee. The melee is down here. It does the tornado thing or the cyclone thing. So basically your first 2 attacks will be sort of single target, and then your third would be an AoE. So you want to get to that third one if you are, like, killing or defeating a bunch of enemies and so on. Alright, so the primary ability, that's your number 1 ability on the keyboard. We're just gonna take the keyboard. That is, of course, the primary ability. That's Big Bomb. So that's the Big Bomb we actually have now on an ultimate, because it actually changes. So we throw a big time bomb that does physical damage and knocks knockback to enemies. Alright, so knockback is not usually a very nice thing, because it sort of puts the enemies away. And if you put the enemies away, you're sort of like have to have them come back together, because you want to do that damage again to as many as you can, right? But again, also Big Bomb for melee, you throw out a small time bomb that explode and deal damage, and the ability can stock up to 5, so there's no knockback on this. So I sort of seem like actually melee kind of wins this one. Again, which one is better? Maybe the basic attack for the bow is cool. But right now the melee seems to actually still be better because of the knockback, but we don't know how much the knockback is. If it's like huge, then you're just like enemies all over the place. Maybe they fall down some sort of thing that you then have to defeat them down there. They can't really come back to you and all that stuff. So knockback is not always a great thing, not really just in Trove, but just in sort of in general. The second ability is the boom range, the bow. So we have one for the bow, we also have one for the melee, and these are the new ultimate, not ultimate, sorry, this number 2 ability, sorry, not the ultimate. The ultimate is down here, and we'll get to that one. But a bow, you throw the 3 boomerangs that deal damage, physical damage, returning, hitting. So these are basically, you throw out those boomerangs you have now, and then it's sort of like a cone, and then it also, so also chance of stunning. Wow, and this ability can stock up to 4, so you basically have 4 you can throw out, and then it will like sort of just count up to 4 again, and then you can still throw them. You don't have to count up to 4 before you throw them, but it just has stock of 4. Basically very nice also because of this, and I would say that's pretty cool. Now we got the melee version. As law dealing damage enemies passes through, causes enemy to gain attack speed. Okay, short term attack. Also, this has a chance to stun. So these two seem very similar to each other. Actually, I do like the ability for the bow on this one. I would say sort of this one wins out on that one. Yeah, that's a good question. I would say the bow if you really got to do it. Okay, down to the ultimate mysterious urn. Sorry, that is now the clash gem. Where you throw out a mysterious urn and deal damage for an area and a bonus, random bonus. So we already have that right now. So I don't really think there's anything changed with that other than the class ability. That's the one with the chicken. So I think we just get the ultimate just with the bonuses we have now. So yeah, I sort of forgot that that's actually the clash gem. The clash gem is the chicken. Sorry about that. It's been a while since I'm playing Boomeranger. Yeah, so Mysterious Urn, the ultimate, is the same as we have right now. And then the Clash Gem is that it's big. I think they mean they wanted to say Hawk, but they call Balk instead. So because B, right? Throw a time bomb that deals 800 damage. That's a bow. Oh, it affects the second ability. Wow, okay, so this is still the second ability. Isn't that the second ability now, or is that the first ability? Oh, I can't remember that. So the Clash Gem does do something to the second abilities as well. So it does throw out the time bomb, doing a lot of damage, and also spawn chickens. Also, that's still chickens. And also chickens here. So chickens, the same thing. The chicken is still the same thing. The Clash Gem basically does the same thing. They might have tweaked it a little bit with all of this, basically. So, and also they fixed a few bugs with the model and stuff like that, and then also reduced the sound. So basically, the Boomerangs sort of seem to be the same in a way how I look at it. Just that you now just get different abilities depending on if you equip a bow or a melee. Because the Boomeranger's ability wasn't that bad actually. You know, if you compare Boomeranger to the Knight, the Knight has sort of boring abilities compared, I would say, to the Boomer. And the Boomer now definitely has more fun abilities because of, you know, you do change your abilities depending on if you have a bow or a melee weapon. So that makes it, to me, a lot more interesting. And they might have also been better at tweaking the numbers and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like this is a great addition to everything there else is. Then there is some new updates to the new user experience and something with the tutorial, something different and stuff like that. You guys can go ahead and read those. That doesn't really matter too much. If you really want to, if you're a new player, you might want to look into it. But this is mostly towards really new players, like, you know, the tutorial and stuff like that. If you want to do the tutorial again, you can, but it's just it doesn't really change much with that. But that's the new experience update for that. But the more important thing is the new Chaos Craft. Oh, I got too hard. The Chaos Crafting update. So basically they're putting a new Chaos Crafter in where they're taking the Chaos Crafter, which is going to have like all the collectibles found in Chaos chests, and then the Chaotic Combinator, which is going to have all the classes, the costumes, and the light dark world. So basically they're going to divide those two crafting benches into two different ones. So you have the Chaos Crafter, which is going to then complete continuously update with the new things we get, of course, every other week or every week and stuff like that. Whenever there's a new chaos item in the chaos chest, it's gonna update with that. And then they are going to have the Chaos Combinator to show more of basically a more, what is static? Static is the word. A more static crafting bench where you're just gonna, they are adding some costumes here to the new bench here. Some from Sky the Virus, actually, 2 of them from Sky the Virus, and few other people as well. So they are adding some new things, but it's not going to be added a lot of new costumes or new, you know, recipes for the light and the dark vaults and stuff like that. There's not going to be added a lot to that. I think they just put a good amount in here, so they sort of had it. I don't know if this is a problem from only me, but whenever I open the Chaos Crafter, I have a problem where it actually lags a little bit, just like I do with the what's it called, the friends list, and it's not as bad as the friends list at all, but it does lag a little bit. I don't know if it's a mod or something like that they're doing some interference on that, but it is going to be. Maybe that's the reason why they did it, because they just have so many in the collections now, so there's so many items it's gonna have to do. So maybe that's why they're making 2 different crafting benches. That could be the reason. I don't know, but yes. And also both crafted benches can be found in hub or crafted in. So you can find the Chaotic Combinator where you also can make the Chaos Crafter. We'll see that on the PTS server. Then there is a few new dungeons in some Geos, some Permafrost, and some Dragonfire Peaks. And then they also added a bunch of new styles, which is, you can see out here where they are from. And then they also added new decorations. But down in the additional updates is something also huge, and we'll get to that. But the daily login quest during events now correctly gives experience as they say they will. So apparently there was a bug with that. But something even crazier, and this is something that's been requested for a while, is that the maximum amount of flux you can list an item for on the marketplace is now from 25 million to 50 million. So you can put it up to 50 million now. So that's pretty awesome. And I would love to know more about that in a way. If, like, I'm not saying that 50 million is a is what it like that's good now. You know, I don't know if it should be 100 million or 200 million or whatever it should be, but at least I would love to know if what complications there was to increase it from 50 or from 25 to 50, because if there's not a big, big, what's it called, complications with it, if there's no big complications with it, they can in the future, upgrade it to 75,000 or so 75 million or 100 million or 200 million, right? It's just a number, but it is very important for the community because some items are more expensive than the 25 million that is, and then mostly it's just in trade channel, and trade channel is fine. I think it's great that you do it in trade channel and stuff like that, but people might not be online when you then reach that goal that you had, and also so it's just a lot easier to have it on the marketplace, and also new players might not know too much about what an item is cost. So if you have like, let's say 20 Gandas, and then if somebody is selling, like 20 different people are selling a Ganda, right? But only one is saying how much they want for it, and they say, I want like 50 million for it, right? And somebody, new player, is like, oh, I have 50 million. Okay, let me just buy it for 50 million. And then there was actually somebody else that was like, the rest of the 19 people were selling it for 25 million, right? But they don't know because they couldn't compare prices. And that's what I'm saying. You can look up the marketplace anytime you want and see what is the prices. And it's like, oh, okay, today the Gandas are selling for about, 27 million. Oh, today it's only 25 million. Oh, today it's 20 million. Oh, okay, cool. Then awesome. Let me buy it right now because now it's all the way down. And usually it's like 27 million or whatever, right? So that's really great for new people to see that this costs this and this and this. So yeah. Just wanted to do a little bit with that as well. Then they have updated the wings from the 850 to 900. I don't know what that means, but I know all those people. So, people are very upset about the wings, and it's okay. And also the shields has been added. So the 40,000 power rank shield has also been added. So it hasn't been updated, it's been added. So this has been updated, but this was the wings that we were talking about before. So we'll see maybe they got some great feedback and people were just like, let's change them, and that's cool. If that's the case, that's a prime example of them listening to the community and actually changing something that they wanted to be changed. I don't think they should change everything all the time. I don't think that when somebody has like some crazy idea or just one idea, I don't think they should say, hey, that guy has an idea, let's just change everything just because that one guy wanted to change it or whatever. So yeah, just wanted to say that as well. Also, something that's pretty cool is that they now also you can do the challenges, the biome challenges in U10 and U11, and it gives 6 times the multiplicity bonuses. So before right now you can't do the challenges. You can go to the zones, but it won't count as fixed. It won't count if you go to that zone if you're on U10 or U11. So they have fixed that now. So that's very awesome because, yeah, why not would it work there, right? It also a 6 times multiplier than usually it's the 5. Then there is a few other changes. The rampage now displays correctly amount of stuff, and down here is a lot more of the updates. Not very something crazy, but additional updates as well, as you can see down here. If you want to read them again, you can go down to the description, but I sort of got all the highlights out of here. I just wanted these additional updates and as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, I will again link the gameplay, PTS gameplay video in the description as soon as I can get on and test the Boomeranger, look at the Chaos Crafter. That's basically what I'm going to do. And I can't show the wings because I'm not that high mastery, right? I'm just a small plebby man, but I will show you the Chaos Crafter, but mostly I will be showing the Boomeranger. It's not a huge update, but we are used to getting, we got the Sunrise update, right? Huge update, and then we're getting a little bit of smaller because they just had their summer vacation, a little bit of a smaller update, like a rework, and then we'll get maybe a small update again in a couple of months or something like that, or they will just push it together and make a big update in around Christmas or something, like just before Christmas, as they did with the Paragon update, right? So we might have to see a little bit of time before we see a big update yet, but that's probably going to be around there. But very interesting to see what is going to happen, but very excited for what is going to happen with the Boomeranger as well. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, see you in the next one. Bye!